Ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful day in the capital city. Good morning and welcome to a special morning of courage, commitment, and community service as we gather to honor the 2021 Volunteer Activist. My name is John Pasterek, WBRZ Channel 2, and on behalf of the Emerge Center, it's an honor to welcome you to the 50th anniversary Volunteer Activist Luncheon. And wow, look at this crowd. Give yourselves a big round of applause. You look awesome. In fact, I'm going to take your picture. Okay, everybody smile. Okay, smile over here. How about right here? There you go. You know, maybe John Denver said it best when he sang, "Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometime this old farm looks like a long-lost friend. Hey, it's good to be back home again." Yes, it is so good to be back home again, and it's great to see many of you friends again. All your smiling faces, no mask, no restrictions, no lockdowns. We have emerged. You know I had to say that, right? Okay. And we've got a packed house tonight with all the movers, the shakers, the difference makers of our community. This room is filled with rock stars. So this is what I want you to do. Turn to the person next to you, look them in the eye, shake their hand and say, "You rock." Come on, do it again. You rock. That's got everybody smiling. I got your attention now. Well, we also say you rock to the many people watching us from around the state, around the country, and around the world, because we are streaming this special event live right now on Facebook. So somebody in New York or New Delhi may see you this afternoon or tomorrow morning or tomorrow. And the volunteer activists we honor today, you know, they are really the rock stars. You know, if you read through their bios, stories, and life experiences in your program, you'll see that one thing that really stands out is their love of music. One of them dances, acts, and performs in the community. One of them played trumpet and was the band captain in high school. Another is a huge jazz fan. And one loves opera so much that he's traveled around the U.S. and Europe to see operas. Yes, they're all rock stars of the community service, volunteerism, and activism. So ladies and gentlemen, let's begin by thanking God for this beautiful day, this gathering, and for these special community servants that we honor today. To lead us in the blessing, one of our community and state's most outstanding men of faith. He has inspired us through hurricanes, floods, and the pandemic, always giving us a message of hope. He's also a volunteer activist, member of the class of 1996. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my good friend, the Reverend Chris Andrews.
It is good to be back in our community and to be with people not seen for too long and to share fellowship and hugs and all of that. I echo the affirmation that John has brought to us today. That in itself is enough to be thankful for. And we're also thankful for the wonderful fingerprints that have been left by those that have gone before us, the Junior League members that have been referenced for starting the Emerge Center, and those who are there today who are shaping lives. So much to be grateful for. Let us pray. We thank you, Holy One, for the gift of good work well done. We thank you for those caring souls who show up day after day, who touch the tender and beautiful lives of little boys and little girls, and so shape them that they may participate in life in the fullest way possible. Bless the Emerge Center and its continuing work. It is a privilege to share in its endeavors to support it. May there be generous support for it ongoing. And we thank you for this food, a sign of your generosity and grace in our lives. May we eat it today, enjoy it today, and then be strengthened by it to do the good work of love and compassion in this world. And we offer this in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chris. Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, the volunteer activist tradition dates back to 1971. And one of Billboard's top songs of that year describes the special place that we honor today. You know, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend. You know that one, don't you? Come on, everybody. You've got a friend. Well, it's You Got a Friend by Carole King, and it rose to #1 on Billboard's Hot #1 charts. In many ways, that's what happens every day at the Emerge Center, where children with autism and their families who are down and troubled and need a helping hand find friendship and more from our talented team of therapists who brighten up even their darkest nights. Yes, they've got a friend in Emerge, and it's led by a very passionate CEO who believes that every child, every individual should have the opportunity to reach their full potential. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Emerge's CEO. Here she is, Deanna Whittle.
Thank you, JP, and thank all of you for joining us today to celebrate this amazing group of volunteer activists. Today is such a special event. Not only are we adding 10 more volunteer activists to an esteemed group of over 400, but today marks the 50th year to celebrate volunteer activists within our community. That is such a blessing. So what I would like to do at this time, if you are a former volunteer activist award winner, could you please stand and allow us to show our appreciation? Thank you so much for what you have done for our community and what you continue to do. Like I said, we are so blessed. In addition to celebrating these individuals for their selfless commitment to our community, this luncheon also provides vital funds for Emerge to keep our doors open. For those of you who don't know about Emerge, I know JP said a few things about us, but let me share with you, Emerge is a very, very special place in that we provide hope for children and families who have received a diagnosis of autism and individuals who have a communication challenge. And it's through events like this, through the support of the community, that we're able to keep providing these services within our community. And so we thank you for that and for allowing us to lift up the activists and also support our services. Last week, JP had asked me if I saw a common thread between the volunteer activists. What I can say to you, like Emerge, the volunteer activists are passionate. They're passionate about serving the community. They're passionate about their cause, and they're very mission-driven. And so, as a community, you know, we are so blessed to have these individuals here with us today. One of the things before we get started that I need to make sure that I do is I thank so many folks, but we need to thank our presenting sponsors. And the Fig and Dove, thank you. Go Auto Insurance, GMFS Mortgage, In Register, Red River Bank, Sean and Jennifer Riley, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelers, and the Junior League of Baton Rouge. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you for helping us honor the volunteer activists within our community and for allowing us to continue to serve the children and families within the community through the services that we provide at Emerge. And now, a few words from our sponsors.
It takes a special person to be a volunteer activist. You know, a lot of people, they volunteer, but a community activist, they really make a long-term commitment to a worthy cause. You know, as a community bank, we're only as strong as the communities that we serve, and these volunteer activists are such an important part of the community that we just need to support them.
Every cause needs a voice, and a volunteer activist is representing a population of people that might not be able to actually speak for themselves. We are here today to celebrate those individuals that make us proud to be a part of the Baton Rouge community, and Fig and Dove is honored to be a part of it.
Lee Michaels is a jewelry company, and one of our core values is giving back to the community. It is a community that makes Baton Rouge what it is, and it's these people, these volunteers, that make our community better, and we want to support that. Sometimes they don't always have the resources, but they marshal other people. They marshal people together for a common good and a common goal to make sure that our community is better.
They're the people who are doing all of the work behind the scenes to make life better for everyone else. And we should be celebrating them and elevating them so that everyone knows about the good works that they do. The Junior League of Baton Rouge is supporting the Volunteer Activists event because being a volunteer is central to our mission. Not only do we support promoting volunteerism and getting other people involved with volunteering, but we are committed to developing the next generation of volunteer activists as well.
Our community needs activists. Our community needs people that really want to make a difference. And I'm thrilled that we're here today to be able to showcase these activists. GMFS continues to be a sponsor and a contributor to Merge because of the impact it makes on our community.
For over 32 years, Register has supported the nonprofits in our community and the thousands of volunteers who make Baton Rouge special. We're proud to sponsor this luncheon, which salutes those who have given so much. I know personally my wife and I have had so many friends that have had to battle autism and other communication challenges with their children, and they've all consistently mentioned to us that they don't know what they would do if Emerge did not exist.
The Emerge Center is important to our community because they support people across their entire lifespan. If you're a child who is having issues with speech and hearing, they can assess those needs and get you the tools that you need so that you can communicate with your parents.
The gift of speech and the gift of communication. Until you have a child that has no voice, you have no idea the lengths a parent would go to provide that for their child.
Things that they do to help some of our most vulnerable citizens become independent. I mean, it's just life-changing for the children, it's life-changing for the families, and it's just wonderful for the community.
There is no such thing as impossible at the Emerge Center. Thanks to all our sponsors once again for making this wonderful day so special and so possible. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to invite all the volunteer honorees and their presenters to come forward and to line up stage right. Stage right over here. Come on, don't be shy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now the moment we've all been waiting for. The year was 1971. Richard Nixon was president. John McKithen, the governor of Louisiana. Woody Dumas was the mayor of Baton Rouge. A gallon of gas cost 36 cents. First-class postage stamp cost 6 cents. A McDonald's Big Mac was 65 cents, French fries 26 cents. And an average new home, that would cost you around $25,200. But the volunteer activist in 1971, priceless. That's when the Junior League and the Baton Rouge Speech and Hearing Foundation started the Beautiful Activist fundraiser. And today, the tradition continues. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to present to you the 2021 Baton Rouge Area Volunteer Activists. And since this is the 50th anniversary of this very special event, we have some very special presenters, members of our Volunteer Activist Hall of Fame. So let's begin. Do you know that the top movie in 1971, the winner of the Academy Award for Best Picture? Well, Patton, starring George C. Scott as General George S. Patton during World War II. I bring this up because our first volunteer activist actually interviewed at Universal Studios when she graduated from college. And she's a volunteer activist legacy. We honor Lori Aronson. And to present Lori, two past volunteer activists from 1986, the other from 2003, her parents, Richard and Susan Lipsey.
Gotta put the glasses on. What a true thrill, honor. I'm so thrilled and honored and pleasured to have been invited to introduce our daughter Lori as a volunteer activist celebrating this amazing school in your 50th year. And I thank our dear friend Mary Kay Brown for nominating her. How blessed we were to have Lori live in Baton Rouge throughout her adult life, to watch her grow and mature as a beautiful woman, become so very community-oriented, and of course, feeling very blessed to enjoy her daughters Anna and Marla blossom into the lovely ladies they have become. We are so proud of her desire to eagerly say yes when asked to commit to worthy causes and organizations.
We're so very proud of our entire family, Wendy, who's been honored, and just the things now that Lori has done and stepped forward into the community, working so diligently on things like the Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center, the U-High Foundation, Crime Stoppers, which she was president of for many years, and now the first woman elected to the National Association of Sporting Goods Wholesalers and the National Shooting Sports Foundation Board, both. So locally and nationally, Susan and I cannot be more proud of what Lori has accomplished. And of course, her number one is taking over our company, two companies at such a young age. So it's my great pleasure to congratulate my daughter, Lori. She certainly deserves this, and we appreciate you and the Merge Center for honoring her. Thank you so much.
We honor Lori Aronson as a volunteer activist. Well, ladies and gentlemen, did you know the top dance move of 1971 was the penguin dance? Do y'all know that dance? Well, this next guy does. Our next volunteer activist knows a lot about dance. He helps plan, produce, and dance in many incredible productions in our community, from Dancing for Big Buddy to The Nutcracker, A Tale from the Bayou. We honor Leonard Augustus Jr. And to present Leonard, we welcome back from volunteer activist class of 2017, Monique Scott Spalding.
So it's such an honor to be here today and to celebrate Leonard Augustus. He's absolutely amazing. I met Leonard after his brilliant performance of The King and I many, many years ago. He was magnificent on stage. Since that performance, I've seen him, like John said, in The Nutcracker, and numerous dance performances, and live band karaoke for Opera Louisiana, just to name a few. His talent and creativity are unmatched in our community. The attention to detail and quest for perfection and excellence is relentless. His personality brightens every space, and his warm smile fills a room. his standard of professionalism has guided many to grow with him and to learn, and his eye for beauty and expression has created beautiful experiences and amazing events in our community. He cultivates serene gardens. If anyone's been to a dinner at the Augustus home, his garden is amazing. He has incredible costumes, legendary dinner parties, and amazing neighborhood soirees. Those are some fun events to attend with Leonard and Thomas, and successful fundraisers as well. He's participated and sponsored, hosted, and organized fundraisers for every organization in Baton Rouge. He currently serves on 2 boards, New Orleans Center for Creative Arts and Baton Rouge Gallery. His presence radiates in all communities as he focuses his volunteer efforts with 10 organizations supporting education, access to quality food, social justice, equity, and health care. He is the king of the flash mob. And so he has perfected a coalition of nationally recognized dance professionals and community star dancers to support multiple programs in the community. Team Leonard, as they are affectionately known, has raised over $1 million for programming in the community. Thank you, Leonard Augustus, for bringing joy to our community and joy to my heart. And I congratulate you on being a BRAVA Award winner.
We honor Leonard Augustus as a volunteer activist. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was one of the most popular ads or jingles of 1971. You remember this one. I'd like to buy a world of Coke. You remember that one? Well, I bring this up because our next volunteer activist worked for Coca-Cola preparing for the Atlanta Summer Olympics back in 1996. We honor Cherie Osbury, and to present her, the Rose of our volunteer activists from the class of 2011. Here she is, Rose Hudson.
My relationship with honoree Cherie Osbury is one of those classic friendship types. I don't know of a time when we did not know each other. We chat, we share, we laugh, without question, without judgment. Legacy is a funny thing. People can either take up the mantle of a family legacy and march on, or totally abandon it. Cherie has done the former. She has owned her family legacy of service and community support, then made it her own. She has used her passion for this community to drive awareness and transformation. Her passion for the access to the arts for all is notable. Defining a volunteer activist means one willing to bring about change, or as we call it in the church, a willing worker. There is a hymn that says, will you heed the call? Will you answer quickly with a ready cheer? Will you be enlisted as a volunteer? My friend, Cherie Osbury, continues to answer the call for the arts, for the business community, for all. She is the volunteer.
We honor Cherie Osbury as a volunteer activist. Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, one of the top news stories of 1971, ping pong diplomacy thaws the Cold War. April 10th, 1971, 15 American table tennis players, team officials, and their spouses made an historic visit to China. Well, our next volunteer activist was actually, yes, this is true, she was the ping pong champion at LSU when she was in college. We honor Jan Breen as a volunteer activist. And to present Jan, here's a volunteer activist from our class of 1990, Elise Greer.
Jan Rohrer Bream and I grew up in the same neighborhood and walked to St. Joseph Academy for school. A couple of blocks for her, less than a half a block for me. Jan is one of 7 children. Her oldest sister, Kathy, and I started at St. Joseph's in the 1st grade, and Jan followed 3 years later. Kathy and I were seniors when Jan was a freshman. I could expound on positive interactions with 3 of Jan's sisters that I know well, but today is about Jan, so I will focus on her with one exception. Since meeting the matriarch of the Rohrer family, a wonderful family indeed, Mrs. Rohrer has always been so kind and inclusive, never forgetting my name. At a special SJA event very recently, as I got up close enough for her to recognize me, she quickly said, "Hi, Alice." Jan's family is extremely important to her. Jan is a woman of tremendous faith. She has demonstrated resilience in the face of great personal losses. As president of St. Joseph's Academy, she has pushed the school forward academically, spiritually, and financially. Her excitement for empowering women of all ages, our students at the Academy, and all the people that work there as staff members and teachers, etc., is contagious. Just as it was when she served in many, many leadership positions in the Junior League, in Baton Rouge, and for the International Association. She truly is a wonderful role model, a great thinker, an active listener who leads with compassion. Jan is blessed to have very loyal, caring, and supportive friends and associates. Many are here today, and others are with her in spirit. A trio of birds are gleefully chirping from above, all celebrating Jan, a great love of their lives. Jan, please join me on stage to receive your 2021 Volunteer Activist Award.
We honor Jan Breen as a volunteer activist. Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, 1971 was a big year for U.S. tennis. Billie Jean King was the top women's tennis player in the entire world. She actually won 17 tournaments, including the U.S. Open. I'll bring this up because our next volunteer activist has actually turned into a tennis fanatic. We honor Preston Castillo. Now, Preston could not be with us today because he's recovering from eye surgery, so to accept his award, we welcome his beautiful wife, Marion, and Preston will be presented by a volunteer activist from back in 2008, Cordell Heyman.
Well, I'm so sorry that Preston can't be here in person with us today, but he is well represented by Marion and by 2 of their children who are here. Preston is a remarkable man and one that I very greatly admire. He's that rare person who follows his heart to know where he needs to go with his considerable talents. I can't think of anyone else who left a very, very successful legal career in the middle of that career. to devote himself entirely to the nonprofit endeavors that he does. He practiced law with Taylor Porter for 26 years, but he retired from the firm to become the president of the Helix Community Schools. They have the Helix Legal Academy, charting college and career pathways for students in the legal profession, and the Helix Aviation Academy, which is charting college and career pathways for students in the aviation industry. Preston has been deeply involved in education on many fronts. He's served as an adjunct professor of law at Southern and LSU, and he's on the Dean's Advisory Board at Tulane Law School. He's been the national president of the Southern University Alumni Federation, president of the Southern Lab School Foundation, president of the HBCU Alumni Coalition. Preston also put himself forward to be an elected member of the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. And I can't tell you how happy I am to have someone of his capabilities and sensitivities in such an important role across our state. Preston's also the chair of the Center for Planning Excellence, a position that I happily held for a decade and a half or two. And when I got Preston on that board, I said, here is my successor, someone who can carry this organization forward. So I'm sorry that he can't be here to be recognized in person, but I'm so happy that Marion could be here on his behalf. Thank you.
Present that to you. We honor Preston Castillo as a volunteer activist. Preston, I know you're watching out there. We wish you all the best, speedy recovery. Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, 1971 was a year of hair. Top hairstyles of that year included the shag, remember that one? The mullet, and the Farrah Fawcett. I bring this up because our next volunteer activist is a cut above. We honor O'Neill Curtis. And as a member of the volunteer activist class of 2004, it is my honor to present O'Neill. When you enter his barbershop, you get more than just a trim, a style, or a close shave. You also get life lessons from barber, entrepreneur, and community organizer O'Neill Curtis. He calls his nonprofit Line for Line, where he gives free haircuts and mentoring to students. All they have to do in return is read a book. You see O'Neill trimming and clipping and fading, and while he does, he gives pep talks about school and life and everything in between. He listens to their problems, hopes, and dreams. And it's a game changer in some lives. As O'Neill says, you really see a change in people when you show them care and love by cutting their hair. He said, even if kids come in with their heads hanging down, they leave with a new look and a new outlook. A trip to his barbershop lifts their spirits. It's true, you're only as good as your last haircut. And when you walk into O'Neill Curtis's barbershop, you get a haircut that's not only good, but a haircut that could change your life. Ladies and gentlemen, we honor O'Neill Curtis as a volunteer activist. Come on over here. Come on right here. O'Neill Curtis. O'Neill, I just got my haircut. How's it look? It says it looks good. Okay. You know, ladies and gentlemen, every year has a favorite Christmas movie. the most popular Christmas movie from 1971 was The Homecoming, A Christmas Story, starring John Boy Walton and his family. Well, our next honoree loves Christmas and Christmas movies. In fact, listen to this. She's watched more than 200 Hallmark Christmas movies. We honor Nerisha Kurtz Glover. And to present her, we welcome another member of our volunteer activist class of 2008. Here he is, Marvin Borgmeyer.
Thank you, John. I was wondering how you were going to tie Nerisha back to 1971. When I think of the word dynamic, a synonym for that is Nerisha Kurtz Glover. She is the past president, and in a way, unfortunately for her, was last year during the pandemic year, but she did a fantastic job of the Junior League, where she's been involved for 10 years. She's currently the treasurer of the Friends of the Zoo Board. She's in the Rotary Club of Baton Rouge, and she has a really good passion for construction-related activities and education-related activities. And as such, she's on the Louisiana Economic Development Corporation Board and the Louisiana Workforce Commission Board and the Bessie Louisiana Accountability Commission. She's also a past president and founding board member of Thrive Academy, obviously the education theme there, on Cancer Services Board, the LSU Department of Public Administration Advisory Board, the Chamber of Commerce Education and Workforce Commission, covers both education and workforce, and the Women's Hospital Annual Giving Committee. She's getting this wonderful award today, but she's also been recognized way back in 2014 as a 40 under 40. I won't ask her how old she was at that time. Also was in the Chamber of Commerce Leadership Program that year, and 2 years later in PAR's Leadership Louisiana class. In 2020, she was recognized as an influential woman in business, and her company, NRK Construction, was selected as SCORE's Small Women Owners Business of the Year. That's quite a mouthful. And all this began as a candy striper when she was obviously younger, but she obviously enjoys giving back, working with others, and really making a difference in our community. On top of all that, she's married and has a recently turned 3-year-old daughter to keep up with. So she is one busy lady, and that's where you get back to the word dynamic. Congratulations, Nerisha Kurtz Glover, volunteer activist.
We honor Nerisha Kurtz Glover as a volunteer activist. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you were remodeling your home back in 1971, chances are you used bohemian and globally influenced prints. They were hot in the 70s, totally in style. I bring this up because our next honoree is a do-it-yourself fanatic. She's actually created fabulous interior and outdoor living spaces. We honor Bridget Kegler. And Bridget is presented by a volunteer activist from 2019, Kathy Victorian.
Good afternoon. Her laugh is contagious, and that smile lights up a room. I was asked what my connection was to the honoree, and although she serves on a number of boards, it's one that nailed us together, and that is Habitat of Humanity of Greater Baton Rouge. It gives me pure joy to share why Bridget is deserving of this award. Numbers aren't this CPA's only specialty. Sweat equity can definitely be added to that long list, because Bridget is never voluntold, but volunteers freely of her time talent, and giver of her treasure as well. Driven by struggles as a single mom, to Shamar, or is it Chris? This honoree will never let a trial or tribulation stand in her way of giving back or paying it forward, even when the cards are stacked against her. During this very special celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Baton Rouge Area Volunteer Activist Luncheon, Bridget is and will forever be active in her community and champion for those who may experience similar struggles or not. Bridget, you realize there's strength in numbers, which is why all this goodness keep adding up. Congratulations, my friend. And ladies and gentlemen, help me celebrate Bridget Kegler, 2021 Baton Rouge Area Activist Honoree.
We honor Bridget Kegler as a volunteer activist. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the best car of 1971, you know where I'm going with this, huh? As voted by Car and Driver magazine, was the Chevy Corvette. Here's what they said about it. Listen to this. Rationale be damned. Plead temporary enthusiasm and get it over with. Get back to the beauty of it, because that's what happens. It happens to anybody who spends a few days testing Corvettes. Our next honoree has tested Corvettes. He knows a lot about Corvettes and Chevrolets. We honor Eric Lane. And to present Eric, we welcome back Marvin Borgmeyer from the class of 2008.
Thank you, John. The Lane, pardon me. The Lane family in Baton Rouge obviously is very well known. Jerry Lane obviously led the charge in that respect, and Eric grew up with that and has followed in his footsteps from a community standpoint so well. And a lot of people may not know that, in that Eric likes to work a little bit more behind the scenes. But if you're an organization that's lucky enough to have Eric work with you, you're going to have him around for a while. He's been a YMCA board member for 20 years. He's been involved with the Associated Marine Institute, sometimes is more commonly, I guess, by AMI Kids, for 30 years. He's been on the Boy Scouts Estruma Area Council for 20 years. He's been involved with the Angola Rodeo, as you probably all would know, for 20 years, and their prison enterprises for 12 years. He's in the Sunrise Rotary Club 30 years, and also past president, with the Better Business Bureau for 25 years and a past chairman, the Masonic Lodge for 14 years and a past master, the Dairy Stabilization Board for 12 years, TAF for 10 years, and the Louisiana Motor Vehicle Commissioner for 10 years. So when he gets involved, he stays involved, and he picks good organizations with which to be involved. His driving force is to really help people, especially those less fortunate. He helps the prisoners at Angola when they get out by helping them learn trades while they're in prison, and then facilitates their rehabilitation efforts. And he hires released prisoners, so he puts his money where his mouth is there. And through the Marine Institute, he helps 50 young people every year that have had trouble with schooling or whatever their issues were, where they may have gotten kicked out of school. And of course, anybody involved with the Y, there's kids running around in all different Y activities with a lovely t-shirt. Eric Lane gives away 15,000 t-shirts to kids involved in the Y activities. Eric loves Baton Rouge, wants to give back, especially, like I said, to those less fortunate. He enjoys working really behind the scenes, but he still has a magnificent impact on all these organizations. And he really volunteers, obviously, for the long haul. So please help me acknowledge Eric Lane as a volunteer activist.
We honor Eric Lane as a volunteer activist. Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, in 1971, the rock opera Jesus Christ Superstar opened on Broadway. You know that one, huh? Music by Andrew Lloyd Webber, lyrics by Tim Rice. Well, our next honoree is a true opera aficionado. He travels around the U.S. and Europe to see operas. He's seen Richard Wagner's 4-opera saga 16 times. We honor John Turner. And to present John, we welcome another member of our Volunteer Activist Hall of Fame from the class of 1989. Here she is, Donna Siraj.
The best is last. Since John's mother, Sue, and I are contemporaries, I feel like I've known John most of his life. Of course, I would see John at meetings and openings and strategic planning sessions and performances and unveilings. And artists and community members were always inspired by his presence at their events, as well as his generosity. But a couple of years ago, when our cabinet met to begin the journey to secure the funding for the new Carrie Siraj Community Arts Center, John was there to lend his support to make sure we would succeed. And as a matter of fact, he and Jerry were the first members of the cabinet to step forward and make a major commitment. What an inspiration that was to all of us. But that's not the first time John has stepped up to the challenge. In the words of his nominator, due to his efforts, the city enjoys beautiful art and architecture, as well as programs that bring joy, greater health, and beautification to the natural landscapes. He takes the time to listen to the needs of others and the dreams of the artists and the creatives, and then he acts on what he has heard to meet those needs and to enhance those dreams in meaningful ways. John is uniquely suited for this recognition, having given decades of service, resources, and time to make our community better. And I am honored to present this award to John Turner.
Here you go, Donna.
Thank you.
We honor John Turner as a volunteer activist. Ladies and gentlemen, there they are, this year's volunteer activists. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Good afternoon. My name is Shelton Jones, and I'm the Executive Director of the Emerge Foundation. I'm honored to stand before you today to introduce the 2021 Margaret Neely Award. This award, named for the founding Executive Director of the Baton Rouge Speech and Hearing Foundation, is given to an individual or a couple who have gone above and beyond to support Emerge's mission. This year, I'm thrilled to present this award to Colleen and Stephen Wagsbach. I've known the Wagsbachs both personally and professionally for many years. Not only have they been dedicated mission ambassadors for more than a decade, they've also been game changers. And game changers is a word I learned from Stephen Wagsbach. They've been a game changer for our whole organization. So let's first start talking about Colleen. She's a talker. Right? Am I right? Okay. She put that gregariousness to great use as she led our capital campaign in 2011. She knocked on many, many doors in this community and helped make the vision of the Emerge Center a reality. She then turned her attention, and her fastidious attention to detail, to the design and the construction of our state-of-the-art facility, which opened in 2014. She continued to support our fundraising efforts as a member of the Emerge Foundation Board. As an Emerge School Board member, Stephen has provided our executive leadership with invaluable advice as we've launched Louisiana's first public charter school for children with autism. He's been a tireless advocate for our school. He's invited individuals and groups from across the state to come and learn about our unique educational model. Now, of course, Stephen's most visible role at Emerge, and many of you know, that he graciously agrees to serve as our event MC of our gala. And he has been known to wear his fair share of crazy costumes. Just to name a few, he's been a 6'10" stomper, right? He's been Prince. And then one year, it was just lots of hair. That's all I remember. And he does this to garner community support for Emerge. So these are just a few examples of the ways in which Colleen and Stephen have made a transformative impact on Emerge. And on behalf of all of us, our therapists, our educators, all the board members here, everyone here in this room, but most especially it's the children and the families, we want to thank you. Thank you for all that you've done for us. So, yes. So their passion for Emerge's mission is deeply rooted in their entire family. Many of their family members are here with us today. And I recently sat down to talk with them about what drives this incredible long-standing service to our mission. So let's take a look on the screens.
Hi, I'm Colleen Wagsbach, and I'm on the Emerge Foundation Board.
Hi, and I'm Stephen Wagsbach, and I'm on the Emerge School Board.
We got involved with Emerge in 2007 when our son Christopher was diagnosed with autism. We were completely caught off guard and reached out to the Baton Rouge community for support and were led to the Emerge Center. The Emerge Center created for Christopher a warm and loving environment, a nurturing environment for him as well as our whole family.
Yeah.
At a time where we were really scared, we were lost, and we had no idea what Christopher's future had in store. The gift of speech and the gift of communication, that is something that a parent would spend any amount of money and go to any lengths to give their child. Emerge gave us a voice for our son, Christopher, and that is so invaluable. I don't think if we worked through Emerge for a lifetime, we would feel like we had paid Emerge back for all they had done for us. We think it wasn't just about Christopher, it was about something much larger.
The more you learn how big the need is, I think the more it motivates us to say, well, we got to stay involved because we got to make sure that it's not just a good success story that for us and Christopher. I mean, we want as many families as possible to be able to experience in this.
We felt like every family and every child deserved all the quality care and treatment that Christopher got. And that is the reason that the Emerge Center is a cause that will stay in our family. My vision is that our sons will also serve on the board, and so will their children.
You know, when you look at Christopher today, I mean, Christopher really is the shining star of our family. I mean, he's everything to us. And, you know, he's made my other sons, our other sons, better people. They're going to be better men because of that. We're better parents, better individuals. I mean, we understand the world so differently through his eyes. We can never pay Emerge back for what they've given us. I mean, so all we can do best is try to pay it forward.
Is the thing on? Okay. Hello, my name is Christopher Wagsbach. I am 16 years old, and I currently am a 9th grader at the Brighton School. When I was little, I went to the Baton Rouge Speech and Hearing Foundation because my parents wanted me to learn how to talk, listen, and interact with other kids like me. Back then, it was hard for me to focus, stay still, and understand what people were trying to tell me, but I always kept trying. At Baton Rouge Speech and Hearing Foundation, I did lots of fun things when I was there, like learn how to play on the computer, listen to others, make new friends, and communicate clearly. The teachers there were great and very nice to me. I especially remember working with Miss Tanya, Miss Meg, and Miss Missy. They taught me a lot of cool things. The Baton Rouge Speech and Hearing Foundation also helped me with my hearing and helped me to get a new hearing aid. Everything I learned there has helped me in all the other schools I have gone to. I went on to preschool at First Presbyterian, elementary school at Trinity, middle school at Dunham, and now high school at Brighton. At every one of those stops, the skills I learned at the Baton Rouge Speech and Hearing Foundation, which is now known as the Emerge Center, has helped me to be successful. Today, we are here not only to hear a little about my story, but also because my mom and dad are getting a special award for helping the Emerge Center and other kids like me. So this makes me very proud to know that my parents worked so hard to help so many other kids learn to talk and be sociable like me. I still go to the Emerge Center sometimes to get my hearing aids checked and to practice lots of fun skills. I love going there and seeing all the other little kids getting help just like I did when I was younger. The new building they have is so nice and fun. I'm so glad my parents still help the Emerge Center and the many families that go there. Just because I don't go as often as I used to, it doesn't mean our family doesn't still want to help Emerge any way we can. When I get older and a job and a family want to get a job and a family one day, I also plan to help Emerge be successful, just like my parents do. Maybe I will be a teacher over there, just play with some of the kids and tell them my story of all I learned there. I hope more people in Baton Rouge go to Emerge, learn more about the teachers and kids there. It is a special place. I hope to continue to serve this community for years to come. And now, it is my pleasure to give the Margaret Neely Award to Colleen and Stephen Wagsbach.
And now, another special presentation from Adrian Moore.
Good afternoon, everybody. Isn't this great? It's so exciting to be here and to get hugged from so many old friends. Not that I don't love hugging my husband, but it's nice to get a hug from someone else. And Christopher, thank you for those beautiful words, and I want you to know maybe the two of us can meet at Emerge and get both of our hearing aids checked together. So Emerge has been a part of my life for a long, long time. I want to wish my congratulations to all the honorees today, and thank you for your years of service. The Wagsbach family, Stephen, Colleen, and Christopher, you just expressed so sincerely and graciously the impact of Emerge's professional services over its more than 60 years of life-changing work for thousands of children and their families. The stories of success are rich and diverse, and they make my task here today not only an honor, but an easy one. Today marks the 50th anniversary of the Volunteer Activist Luncheon. It's been a backbone of the financial support for Emerge's power over the years. Emerge is personal to me, as it is to so many others in this room. As an elementary student at Walnut Hills, now the Baton Rouge Center for Visual and Performing Arts, I got to watch as a broom closet became the speech and hearing clinic, serving children from across our community. This was made possible thanks to a group of volunteer leaders, just like you, who saw a need in the community and knew they had to step up and provide critical services, for student success and family well-being. My dad, who was a pediatrician, and my dear friend, Dee Dee Riley, were part of that initial volunteer group. I remember going to Baton Rouge Speech and Hearing on West Roosevelt. For hearing services, I would recommend their services to friends, colleagues, people who were just moving into Baton Rouge who needed some direction, lots of faculty members and lots of grad students new to Baton Rouge. They knew they could count on the clinic for top-notch services any community in our country would be proud to offer. Yet the organization didn't rest on its laurels. It faced head-on the growing occurrence of autism among young children and began its transformation into the Emerge Center. Emerge's groundbreaking collaborative care model has led it to become one of the most respected facilities of its kind in the nation. It's a comfortable, fun, and loving place where quality education and unique therapy interventions are provided by dedicated professionals who walk in that door every day, ready to change the trajectory of success for their students and their families. Simply put, Emerge is a treasure, and like all fine assets, we must keep its treasures growing. It's my hope that here today, on the 50th anniversary of this volunteer activist celebration, you'll consider making the proudest gift possible to make this the most successful event ever. And we've got a great foundation to begin with. To date, former volunteer activists have raised $58,500. Yes. We are a community of doers and givers on behalf of excellence, and that's what Emerge signifies, excellence. So let's give it all we've got to begin the next 50 years with the power Emerge has rightly earned. And we're going to make this additional investment really easy for you. On your tables, you'll see this little packet of pledge envelopes. They're wrapped in a beautiful little white ribbon. So if you'll take a minute to grab those and distribute them to your other table mates, we'd be grateful. There are lots of ways to give now. You can also text BRAVA, B-R-A-V-A, to the number 4144, or you can scan the QR code on the inside cover of your program book. Again, the pledge cards are there for the taking, or you can text BRAVA to 4144. Whatever you do, just please do something. Please take a moment, think about it, and consider which of these giving options is best for you, and then join us and make the proudest gift possible to ensure the next 50 years are just as powerful as the past 60. Thank you so much for giving, for being here, and supporting this amazing organization. And thanks to all of you who do so much for this community. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Adrian. Great job. Thank you, Adrian. Hey, now's the time, folks. Come on. Hey, Christopher, you are awesome. You are awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our celebration ends, but our mission continues, and you know, we have a lot of work to do. It's a mission you can sum up in the words of Danny Bowman, who also has autism. Danny put it this way: anything is possible. If I can do it, so can you. Well, someone who also believes that and believes in the mission and the life-changing work of Emerge is leaving us today. We want to take this opportunity to wish our Director of Annual Giving, my good friend Julie Chappell, goodbye and good luck. Julie, stand up back there. I see you. Julie and her husband James and their precious kids, William and Maddie, are moving to the Palmetto State of South Carolina. Julie, thanks for believing in our mission. Thanks for believing in us, and thanks for helping many children and their families see that anything is possible. All of us at Emerge wish you and your family all the best. We're going to miss you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to learn more about the Emerge Center, we invite you to stay and visit with the members of our team, our parents, our volunteers. Christopher will be glad to spend a few minutes with you telling you the story of Emerge. There are also volunteers at the back of the room to collect your donation envelopes. You see our special volunteers back there. Don't forget to honor an activist. If you're here for one of the activists, don't forget to honor them with your gift today. And as you leave here today, remember this line from another one of the top movies of 1971. I know everybody's seen this one, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The candy man may have been talking about our volunteer activists when he said this: "So shines a good deed in a weary world." Our world is weary, but our faith has been restored, our spirits lifted, and our hope renewed as we celebrate and hear the stories and the amazing accomplishments of the community servants we've honored today. Our challenge to all of you here today is be like them. Be a light in your community. Let your good deed shine. And who knows, maybe one day your name will be called and you'll be honored as one of our community's outstanding volunteers. On behalf of the Emerge Center, happy Thanksgiving. God bless you and your family, and we will see you again next year as we gather once again to honor our volunteer activists. Go Tigers!